What's going on? It's your boy Hollywood Life, aka Christian Humans. This live today is stemming from a post that I posted yesterday. It was two quarterbacks having a conversation about um, dating black women, and one was posting reasons why he didn't date black women. And he was saying that some black women are hard to deal with. And when I posted it, I said that I agreed with it. How you doing, Kay? If anybody who want to join in and leave a comment, they can. Anyway, a lot of women got mad at me yesterday because I spoke about the things that I didn't like about black women. First of all, I just want to let it be known that I love my sisters and I choose them above all. First of all, but when it comes to love comes with honesty. You have to be honest about things. And one thing I've learned about people is they gonna like you or they gonna love you. And when you tell a lot of truth, a lot of times you're not gonna have friends and family because a lot of people are not ready to deal with the truth. And it was basically said that the reason why he was saying he didn't date a lot of black women because a lot of them, they like to argue. A lot of them don't want their man to lead. They want to lead or they want to be 50-50. He said that a lot of them were stubborn. He said that a lot of them will never admit what they're wrong. A lot of them won't submit. And on a lot of his points, I agreed. But my thing is, not all of them are like that. That's the part I never got a chance to really write or say, because as soon as I pointed it out that I agreed with him 100%. And another thing I didn't agree with him is leaving my sisters. Like, just because my sisters got, a lot of things that may be hard to deal with at times, I'm not gonna leave them. Unless all of them became that way, then I wouldn't date them. And I guess we would just lose the black race, because me as a king, I'm not gonna deal with what's not worthy of me, because I know what I give in a relationship, and I'm gonna be the man in the relationship. I'm not gonna be. It's not gonna be 50-50. And me being the man in a relationship doesn't mean that I'm the ruler or like a tyrant. Like, of course, I'm gonna listen to what she has to say, but at the end of the day, it will be an understanding that I will, and in the end, have the last say. Hey, Kay, you could join live if you want. At the end of the day, I will have the last say on things, but I will sit and listen to everything she say and put her emotions and feelings and well-being above mine. Because at the end of the day, the goal for a relationship is marriage. Well, if you're looking for marriage. And so a man in a relationship, when it comes to marriage, his goal has to be it has to be for all. Kay says, totally agree. I was always raised that way. The man is the man. Well, thank God for Kay. Like, I really, really, really appreciate a woman who understands what it is to be a woman. There's a difference between man and woman. Men are physically stronger. Men are analytical. Women are emotional, and women are softer. They have more ability to have tolerance, and that's all for nurturing, for families to be able to deal with children and deal with all that comes with running a household. But the thing is, in a team, it's about the roles of the team members. Everybody cannot be the coach. everybody can't be the leader. She has to let the man lead. And the man has to let the woman be the woman. He has to let her be emotional. Like, he has to let her have her moments, you know what I'm saying? Because she is a woman. And he has to be understanding of that. These things are the things that create a balance, a yin and a yang. Just because a woman is different from a man does not make it evil. And just because a man is different from a woman does not make him evil. Those differences that man and woman have create that balance that makes a whole, two halves a whole. But anyway, back to what I was saying was, I do agree that when I speak to my black sisters, what I get from them is a whole bunch of resistance. And I get hostility and a lot of fighting and arguing back. Like, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them don't like to listen. And they have trouble communicating. Because, with the communication, healthy communication is not about listening to respond or listening to get your point across. Healthy communication has to do with the goal of a solution. To be able to listen to each other and to hear each other out. And try to understand where the other person is coming from. To be empathetic and sympathetic to what the other person is going through. And knowing that what they are speaking on matters, because it matters to them. So, and if you really care about them, it has to matter to you. You cannot dismiss what a person's telling you, what they feel. So a lot of complaints that a lot of men have is that our sisters are not listening to us. Our sisters want to be in control. But I feel the reason why a lot of them want to be in control is because they feel a lot of that black men weren't in their lives growing up, because there's a lot of single parents. But a lot of that didn't have to do with them not wanting to be there. A good amount of that had to do with the relationship between the mother and the father. And a lot of the mothers do all they can to push the man out of the relationship, along with the government. Like, these programs like Section 8, in my mind, is like the plantation. Because what a plantation does is, obviously, it breaks you down. Section 8, yes, it does help people who are in dire straits, and it gives them a place to stay. Although it cripples their mind to not want to go to push above and beyond. It doesn't mentally push them to want to start a business, to want to invest. It does not push them to want to be independent. It makes them dependent on the system. And the mind of dependence is a mind that is crippled. Like, if you doing all you can to fight to keep your Section 8, then your mind is crippled. Section 8 is not a good thing to be on more than a year. Actually, it shouldn't. I honestly feel like a family shouldn't be on, or a woman should not be on Section 8 more than 6 to 8 months. And so what happened with Section 8 and the black man, they did not allow the black man, or just men period. It's not even really the black man, it's just men period. Although more it's white people and black people on Section 8, but it's a lot of black people on Section 8, and we had to get off of it. But the thing about Section 8, it does not allow the male figure, to be in the picture. As well, when we talking about the legal system is not for the black man. It does not protect the black man. And it's used to weaken the black man, and it's used to put fear in black women. A lot of times they use police to make women afraid that our men are going to be killed at any moment. And we do know that they've been getting killed, like almost assassin style. Although you do have some situations where the men are hostile and insubordinate and don't listen. But I honestly don't believe being hostile and subordinate doesn't means that a man should be killed. I don't. There's no justification on murder when your life is not in danger. But they used police to give our women the impression that the man is not important, that the man is not needed, and that the man you are not safe with the man, to diminish his value. It was the same thing happened on plantations with the Willie Lynch. They would take the strongest of the black men, tie his legs between two horses, set him on fire, tar and feather him, and rip his legs apart. And then they would take a horse whip and then beat the other remaining slaves who watched all the way near death, and also in front of his wife and kid. What did it do? It made her feel like she couldn't depend on the black man, that she wasn't safe with the black man. And it put her in a frozen mind state of independence. There's nothing wrong with an independent woman, especially an independent black woman. But in relationships, interdependence is the key to any relationship or business. Even on a team, it's interdependence. We have to depend on everybody to do their parts and play their roles for relationships to be successful. Although most of our black women have been put in an interdependent state. I mean, but in an independent state of mind, where everything is, I don't need a man, I don't need this, I don't need that. No matter if the man is good or bad, if the man is responsible, if the man plays his role and does his part, in her mind, she is independent and says and moves and acts like she doesn't need him. That when you make a man feel like you don't need him, then that's basically telling him you don't want him, and you push him away. And you destroy the relationship. And it is her fault. Have a lot of black men been in the lives of the woman? A lot of them, some of our black men chose to just be womanizers. Some of them chose to be drug dealers. Some of them chose to be gangbangers. Some of them chose not their family. But I'm not talking about the ones who chose other things other than their family. I'm talking about the ones who chose their families. Also after they would do that to the woman and put her in a frozen independent state, and she would teach her son to be subservient. Hi, Christina. She would teach her son to be subservient, meaning easily coachable to do the work of the slave master. And she would teach her daughter to be just like her, to think like her, to be independent, to feel like she didn't need a man for anything. And what that did was, it created a perpetual cycle. Hey, Christina. It created a perpetual cycle. A cycle to not depend on the black man, and a cycle for her to teach her son to be weak-minded and to easily be controlled, and to not stand up and protect his his woman. But this reason why she taught her son to be that way was out of fear of her son not being killed by the slave master. How does that relate today? When there's single parents in the house, when the family is raised only by the woman, by the black woman, she teaches her daughter to never need a man for anything. And when she does have a boyfriend, she makes sure that her daughter and son sees that when they have an argument, that she is going to dominate the argument. She going to say whatever she needs to say to disrespect him, or do whatever she can to be dominant in that relationship. And in turn, teaching the daughter that matriarchy is the way to, that the woman is the leader and that the woman is behind the man. How you doing, Tanika? That not the woman is behind the man, that the man is behind the woman. If you want to join this live, Tanika, you can. You're more than welcome. This is interactive. Would like to have the female perspective. Peace, Queen. It taught and teaches the son that he is second to the woman, and it teaches the daughter that she's the leader of the relationship. But that's the whole Willie Lynch thing. When during times of slavery and plantation, they needed the man, no matter how strong he was, to be subservient and not to want to desire to liberate his people or to liberate himself to escape and be a free man. And so their strongest weapon was the woman, the mother, because the woman is the first person that teaches the children any and everything, in essence, indoctrination. And so they would negotiate with the woman, the mother, almost like it was like secret meetings, because they knew that the children would be the power and perpetuating slavery. Why? Because we are the essence and sum of our thoughts, of our thinking and our belief systems. Who gives us our first thinking, our cognitive skills and our belief systems? Our parents. And in single parent homes, with that's more than half in the black community, the mother is the first person to indoctrinate the child. If she's in an independent state of thinking, meaning I don't need anyone or a man for anything, then that's what she teaches her daughter. But she doesn't teach her son to be the leader. She teaches she, in my family, I'll take myself as an example. The way I was raised, my mother never treated the men, the boys in the family, her sons, as the leaders. Even my older brother, all she expected from him was money. I mean, she would have him work, but she never treated him or gave him the mantle of leadership over us as the siblings. What she would say is, you the oldest and you should be an example. Although she never urged us to follow him or to respect him in the light of leadership over us all. The daughters, how you doing, Alexandra? The daughters, she always did things to show them independence. But see, this mind state is perpetuated by the plantation way of thinking and the Willie Lynch syndrome. Now, my number one question was, are black men weak for dating outside of their race? Now, I would like other females' perspective on this. You're more than welcome to answer. Honestly, I don't think that a man is weak for dating outside his race. There's a lot of every race. You have people who are attracted to other races. So I don't really think it's weak. One thing I don't I'm realizing the reason why they call the black man weak for choosing outside of his race, especially when he becomes successful, when he become like a millionaire, or just become a business owner and just a successful business owner. They say that he's weak because the black woman feels that she's strong, and the black woman is strong. But the thing is, a lot of black women are out of their essence. Their essence is nature. Is naturally nurturing, being soft, kind. The physicality and being dominant, that's not a woman's nature. Any woman's nature at that. Woman's nature is patience, kindness, organizational skills, and catering. The man is the dominant figure. He has more muscles. He's more cognitive. He thinks more. He's analytical. How you doing, Misha? He thinks more. He doesn't react with his emotions. Men, strong men react with patience and resolve. They sit and think about what they're gonna do before they do it. They don't just react with immediate reaction. Hello, good morning, Misha. Let me ask you a question, Misha. What do you think about black men that date out their race? Do you think it makes them weak, or what do you think about that specifics? While she answered that, I'm gonna keep going. And so we ask ourselves, is the black man strong or weak for dating a white woman? And is a white woman weak? Because when I made that post yesterday, a lot of women were saying that white women are weak, and that that the black man is weak for getting with the white woman. But what a lot of black men were saying was that the white woman is submissive, and she's good at handling her business. In my mind, that sounds like a role, a team member playing a role, and cherishing their role as the woman, and executing her role as the woman. A man goes through a whole lot out in the streets. You got street people he got to deal with. He got to deal with the police. He got to deal with racism. He got to deal with people trying to make him lose his job. He got to deal with potentially getting killed every single day he set foot out his house. When he come home, he needs the essence of a woman. He needs someone who's understanding, someone who's kind, someone who knows how to put his whole mind and energy back into balance, giving them peace. Okay, so Misha responded with, no, I do not think it makes them weak. They date who they like. Race should not play a part. I was with a white/Latino man for 14 years. You date who you like, and that's it. All right. Well, that's awesome. Misha, let me ask you a question. Well, why do you think that black women believe that black men are weak for dating white women? While she answered that, I'm going to continue. I don't think the white woman is weak. I think everybody has a role in a relationship. I believe a real woman is gonna date a real man, and a man's job is to make sure that woman is okay. You know, it always doesn't have to be financially. It could be so many different ways, and I'm not gonna explain every single way, but it's like 360 with the woman. You know, women are our other half, and we are their other half. So everything, all of our differences we have that makes us men will be the opposite that makes a woman woman. What's up, Oscar? Inglewood, y'all. It's all good, y'all. 7-Eleven, y'all. It's all good, y'all. Anyway, so back to what I was speaking on. Black they deem the man weak. So then my question was, why do they think they weak? Well, let me answer that question. I think the reason why they feel that the black man is weak for leaving them is because they feel that they're strong. And they say that the black man that leave can't handle a strong black woman. But a strong black woman is not domineering. It's not dominant. Does not try to be in control of the relationship. A real woman wants a strong man that's a real man, a man of honor, a man that she can feel comfortable with being submissive to. Now, a woman that is domineering, that wants to be in control, that always seeks to be in control, is out of her true essence. She's out of balance because she cannot physically beat that man. Now, you do have like a small percentage of women that can beat up men, but on a mass majority, she can't beat that man. So number one, that's she's out of order on that end. The man's job is to provide. So if she's a provider in a relationship, is she truly gonna respect that man? No, she's not gonna respect him. She's gonna have him up in the house, and you know they'll do what they do sexually, but she's not gonna respect him. She sees herself going out and getting this, but also you do have women that take care of men because they really want that man. Maybe he's pleasing her sexual, but in the back of her mind, subconsciously, she don't respect him. She don't respect him. The makeup, the chemical compounds of a woman's body is for a family, creating a family. All that she's created, every way that she was designed was to create a family. It was not to go and fight wars. Now, yeah, she could fight in the army, but it was not created. I'm gonna read Misha's comment in a quick second. It was not to go out and wrestle and fight with people, or even get into verbal altercations all the time. The woman's essence was to be able to be a very strong, powerful role in that family, in raising the children, as well as the man. And so when she behaves out of that role and being dominant or domineering, controlling, and wanting to have the last word and just disrespecting her man, if he's a good man, disrespecting him, and she's out of her essence, the opposite of balance. What's up, Will Monk? Let me read what Misha said. I actually don't know why they think they are weak. I just believe they date who they prefer. I don't know, to be completely honest. LOL, I wasn't prepared. I feel you. I mean, like, I honestly, I just feel like that it's easier to point fingers at other people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I speak on my sisters, I speak on black men too. So it's even. I'm not choosing the side. Black men, a lot of black men have failed black women, and a lot of black women have failed black men. But the thing is, the goal ain't to sit and attack each other. Like, we not in slavery no more. I mean, there's different forms of slavery nowadays. It's more subtle, and that I could get on that on another live. But we're not in physical slavery anymore, and so we don't have to we don't have to be degenerates, meaning everything about being pimps, bitch, hoes, sluts, criminals, thugs, you know, anything that's degenerative. You know what I'm saying? Attacking one another, trying to take advantage of another. That's degenerate. You want to know why it's degenerate? Because it doesn't beget positive results. The key to dating people is positive relationships. You know what I'm saying? If you out to date somebody for selfish reasons or to take advantage of them, you're a degenerate. Because first of all, karma don't care about nobody. You know what I'm saying? Karma just is like the swift arm of justice. Like, there is no explaining or excusing what you did when karma come to knock at your door. Karma just gonna take care of you, you know what I'm saying, and do what it's got to do. So, trying to take advantage of somebody, you're gonna get that back, no matter what your reason is, even if you've been through a lot of trauma, people taking advantage of you, man or woman. And then second, you got to think about it. In destroying that man, in destroying that woman, you destroy somebody else that he or she gonna date in the future. So when you date somebody and try to start taking advantage of them, you're really making a ripple effect and destroying the experience of life. Like, so I sit up there and take advantage of one woman. Now she's so hurt. Now she don't trust no man. Now she's trying to destroy the next man to protect herself. She had been victimized by me, and now she's become the victimizer because she feels that at one point she was weak, and to take her power back is to take advantage of the next man. Or if she likes women, to take advantage of the next woman. Lesbians hang around other men to, you know, especially studs or butchers or whatnot. They hang around other men and they copy and emulate the way a man thinks, the way a man moves. And so then you got the studs doing what men do and taking advantage of lesbians or lipstick lesbians or femmes because they're emulating what the man does. You know, walk like, talk like, think like, behave like, being very aggressive in their words, overly sexual with what they say, all of that. Now, all men, not all lesbians or butch lesbians or studs don't take advantage of women, because all men don't take advantage of women. But the thing is, the goal of a relationship is really putting two halves together to make a whole. A relationship is putting one and one together to make two. It's so many benefits to a relationship. So many benefits to a relationship. We'll talk about the benefits of relationship on another live. When I put my post up yesterday about agreeing with the football player of dating white women, I got extreme backlash. I mean, I guess it was expected. But like, I still choose my sisters first. Like, I love my sisters. I'm not opposed to dating a white woman, but it's not because I think white women are weak. Actually, I don't think white women are weak. Actually, I think white women are real strong and smart, because most white women marry well. Most white women have nice things, but white women were taught to be submissive to their man by their mothers and their fathers. You know, white women were taught that. And so when they get in a relationship, they immediately become submissive and listen. But don't think white women are stupid, because not all, like, every race has somebody stupid. So a lot of times, like, everybody want to say, well, white women are dumb because they might meet anybody in a race that's dumb. Like, you got dumb black people, you got dumb white people, you got dumb Asians, you got dumb Hispanics, you got dumb every race, and you got smart in every race. So just because you seen somebody dumb in a race don't mean all of them dumb. Any woman that fall in love with a man that don't mean them no good will appear to be dumb. But love controls a woman. You know what I'm saying? And so when she's loyal to a man that's beating on her, when she's loyal to a man that's taking advantage of her, that's because she in love. That's not because she's dumb. She complains on social network or complain to her best friend because she's looking for a way to get out of that bondage, what she feel is love. You know what I'm saying? And so we be like, oh, girl, you dumb. You still with him? All you do is complain about him. You call me to tell me everything he ain't doing and how he knocked you upside your head. Oh, girl, you dumb. It's not that she's dumb. She's in love. And love is a powerful thing. You know what I'm saying? When a woman love a man or when a woman love anybody, she's going to make excuses for that person that she love. And she's going to try to do everything in her power to steer that relationship back to a place of balance. And that balance in a relationship is peace, is love, is kindness, is understanding, is romance, is laughter. That's anybody's goal in a relationship. Even a man is going to do whatever. If he truly loves that woman, he's going to do anything in his power to create that balance, to back to peace, love, kindness, smiles, all that, romance. No matter if she's taking advantage of him or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what people do when they're in love. You know, like I said, I think that white women are smart but they're taught to be submissive. The thing that I would like for women to understand is being submissive is not a weakness. I submit to my boss at work. Whatever he tell me I got to do, I do it. I submit to the law. You know what I'm saying? It's submission. Okay, so then if we weak to submit, then we weak to submit to the law. We weak to submit to police. We weak to submit to our bosses at work. We weak to submit to teachers. Submission is not weakness. But the key to submitting is to know who to submit to and to know who not to submit to. Obviously, we're not going to submit to somebody that's taking advantage of us and mean us no good and treat us any kind of way. But for there to be balance in a relationship, the man has to lead and the woman has to allow him to lead and to be submissive and to be his helpmate. A man that truly loves his woman is going to do anything and everything in his power to keep her smiling. A man that truly loves that woman. And so, should black men just leave black sisters? Hell no. But if you have a good black man, you have to submit to him. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's not arguing with you and beating you upside your head and being dominant and aggressive with you don't mean he's weak. That's not how you handle a woman. You don't handle a woman by being extra physical and aggressive with her. You know, you handle her with patience and understanding and listening, actually listening to what she has to say and putting her best interests first. That's how you handle a woman. Unfortunately, a lot of our women were not taught that by their parents, by their mothers. A lot of times they were in broken homes, or even single parent homes, and just saw the mother being in control and running the show and being very mannish, loud talking, being extremely aggressive at times when it wasn't necessary. You know what I'm saying? Not that men are aggressive when it's not necessary. Good men are aggressive only as a last result. Like a good man, he should always be the calm in the storm. A black king should always be the calm in the storm. He at the end of the day, like a black king has the understanding and the overstanding that he's got everything under control. And so he should always be at peace. The only time that he should really lose his cool is when he has no other choice. You know, men that are overly aggressive and loud talking and quick to violence, they are not in balance, and emotionally they're weak. Why you say they're emotionally weak, Hollywood? Well, the reason why they're emotionally weak because they easily triggered. Like a remote control. Like, all you got to do is press a button and they're going to react. So if I can trigger you, then I can control you. They'd be like, oh yeah, but he going to beat your ass. Oh, like, oh yeah, well, then if that's the case, then I can easily put him in, I can easily set him up to put himself in jail or get killed by the police or get killed by me or my friends. Am I a killer? No. Do I know friends that are killers? Yes. I'm not a tough guy. What I'm saying is, a man that easily reacts is weak, because that's a man that's reacting off emotion only. There's nothing wrong with being emotional as a man. What's wrong with a man that's is not in control of his emotions, is not a control that one that is not control of his behavior. You can feel anything you want to feel. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling what you feel. Nothing wrong with feeling what you feel at all. But what's wrong is not behaving appropriately to whatever situation you are, and that's wisdom. Knowing when to and when not to react. Because every reaction doesn't need or deserve a reaction. Sometimes the best reaction is no reaction at all. Sometimes. But wisdom is to know when to apply this knowledge and how to execute it for each and every situation as it come about. And so, but our women also need to understand, our black women need to understand the value between quality and trash. What's a real king and what's a piece of shit? And they have to learn how to stop giving their bodies to pieces of shit. What's a piece of shit? A piece of shit is something that of no value, of no worth, something or someone who does not better your life. Yes, every relationship, friendship, business relationship, romantic relationship, family relationship, if they're real, if they are of quality, if they have positive intentions towards you, then their goal must be to better your life in some way, some shape or form or fashion. If they're not bettering your lives, then they poison. You got to get rid of them, because their goal is to kill you, and they will kill you in different ways. They'll kill your spirit. They'll be a poison in you and slowly kill everything that you're trying to accomplish. And so, with when it comes to relationships, a man of honor, a real black king, is going to better her life. If it's financially, if it's mentally, if it's spiritually, he's gonna do that. Same thing with a queen, with a black queen. She's gonna better his life, mentally, spiritually, and physically. She's not gonna be a poison in his life. She's not gonna be his problem. She's not gonna take away from him. She's gonna elevate him from the moment that she met him to a higher state after she met him. Same thing with a man. A real man that loves his woman is going to better that woman. He's going to elevate her from the state when he first met her to a state that's higher than after it works or doesn't work. If you are dating a man or a woman, or date men and women that don't better your life, then you are poor. You have poor judgment. You know, you have a poor sense of judgment when it comes to people. You have to make quality decisions. Like, all my black sisters ain't stubborn and ain't hard-headed and loud talking and undateable. All my black brothers ain't thugs, gangsters, stupid, weak, or selfish, or just want to be women for their body. So, quality versus trash. We had to learn the difference. And once we learn the difference, we have to only date quality. Unless we just a piece of shit, because piece of shit always gonna date piece of shit, because birds of feather flock together. I mean, that's just, that's without being, that's only natural. But if you claim to be a king or a queen, there should never be a moment where you're in a relationship with anybody or anything less than who you are. Now, it's like we say, well, why? As soon as this black man get rich, he wants to go with a white woman. Well, you gotta think about all it took for him to get to where he got. And you say, well, he came from a black woman. Why he didn't choose a black woman? Well, think about all he went through growing up to where he got to now. Is that an excuse to date a white woman? No. But at the end of the day, a man wants peace. A man wants to lead his household. At the end of the day, y'all have to listen to men. Y'all have to listen to these men. These men keep repeating themselves over and over, and y'all not listening. And because y'all not listening, y'all getting these negative results. Men and women, y'all have to listen to each other. The woman say she wants you to take her out for her birthday. Take her out for her birthday. The woman say she wants you to call her at night and talk to her should she fall asleep. Call her at night, talk to her should she fall asleep. The man say he want to lead. Let that man lead. The man say he wants sex. Get that man sex. We got to learn to listen to each other, and after listening to each other, we have to appease each other. We have to do what the other person says, long as they're good to us. You can't have somebody good to you and just keep receiving, and not reciprocating this energy that they giving you. And you might not give them what they give you exactly the same. But if they ask you for exactly the same, you have to give it back to them the same. You have to reciprocate. If you don't reciprocate, then your relationship is doomed. And if you don't reciprocate in a relationship, that makes you a piece of shit. Because then you're taking advantage of the person. You give what you receive. You receive what you give. And if you're not reciprocating, then you're the poison and the toxic in a relationship. And so, like, it don't have to be that way. Like, our men don't really want to go outside of our race, to be honest with you. And our women don't want to go outside of our race either. But until we start listening to each other, respecting one another, and knowing that what we say are our complaints about each other is valid, and respecting those complaints, and learn how to stop diminishing the value of what that person's feelings is about something, or what their complaint was, we doomed to have terrible relationships. We doomed. Until we really listen to one another and appease each other, and our relationships is doomed. And we can't keep on blaming, saying all niggas ain't shit, all bitches ain't shit. You know, excuse those derogatory terms, because that's not what I view my brothers and sisters as. But I'm just repeating what people say. When people say that when women say all dudes ain't shit, that's because they're tired of being taken advantage of. Well, it could easily be said, oh, well, you would keep attracting those type of dudes. I honestly don't know. All I could say is sometimes we might be attracted to that type. Or I'll also say that we rush into relationships too soon. We allow people to show us what we want to see. Because people size each other up. And they'll act the way they want the way they think you want them to act, based on your personality makeup and your psychological analysis. And they'll assimilate to what you expect from them. And then once you fall in love with them, then you put your guard down, you're in love with them, then they slowly bring that actual person behind that mask out. And so that's how we get bamboozled. Men and women do the same thing. You know, and so in that essence, I think that we should take a lot more time before we get in a relationship. Like, as soon as you break with somebody, you shouldn't be in a relationship 3 months later. You know, I think 6 months to a year is good. Because first we got to get over the hurt. And then we got to start building up ourselves, our sense of self, our self-esteem. You know, and in that time, it's good to date. You should date. When you break with somebody, and or somebody break with you, relationship just don't end. When it ends or don't end well, I think you should date as many people as possible. But I don't think you should get in a relationship quickly. I think we should take our time into finding out who the person is that we in a relationship truly is. What's the easiest way to find out who a person is in a relationship? Meet their friends, especially, and their family. And go places with their friends and their family. You got, and their reputation outside of their friends and family. Like, how do they interact with the public? It tells you a lot about a person. You know, we got to take our time and get in these relationships, because all my sisters ain't shit. Like, we can't be. That's not true. My sisters is queens. That's facts. But we have to reach the mothers. The mothers need to learn to raise the child to be a great wife and a great husband. Do whatever they can in their power to get that man who had them in their child's life, and make the children respect him, even if you don't. If he has a good heart, and if he's a good man, you have to make your children respect him, because when you out of hurt push him out, you're perpetuating misery, because your daughter's not going to have a positive relationship. Neither is the son, because he just witnessed how you treated his father. And so that's his perspective on women. How you behave is how you shape his mind on his outlook on women. How you behave with his father's how she's gonna think she's supposed to behave. So women, y'all really, 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 really have to take this mothership role very seriously on how y'all behave and how y'all move. And to be honest, if y'all not with the baby's father, y'all don't need to be bringing men around y'all children until y'all ready to get married. You cannot allow the children to see men come in and out your home or out of their lives like a revolving door. Because the constant seeing of multiple men, it destabilized their belief and view of relationships. They now think that everybody's replaceable, and it diminishes the value of their relationship. The son, multiple women, doesn't think that one woman is enough. Now, I do believe in polygamy too, so I do believe one woman is enough if that's what we agree upon, or a multi-relationship is what we agree upon. Like I am, and I am pretty flexible. I'm into a monogamous relationship where it's just me and her solely, or I'm into polygamy. But what I'm saying is the value. We have to teach our children what's the difference between a diamond and a penny. And we don't throw diamonds in the trash. We don't mistreat diamonds. We hold them with high regard. And so when we have a good man or a good woman in our lives, we have to, especially in front of our children, treat them with the highest regard possible, because you teach it by the way you behave with your partner in front of your child is how you teach them how to be in healthy relationships when they're old enough to start dating. We wonder why we keep having these failed relationships. It's a lot of times it has to do with what we observed when we were children. And that's all we saw when we were kids. That's all we know. As humans are creatures of habit. And so what we see when we grow up, as we're growing up, is the things that we emulate and things that we repeat and things that we think is normal. We think that these things are acceptable, but dysfunctional homes are not normal. They're not acceptable. How do we break out of that? Education and making better choices. We've got to choose quality. But before we could choose quality, we have to know what quality is. A lot of us don't truly know what quality is. We think quality is what our friends think quality is. We think quality is what TV says quality is. We think quality is what the news says it is. We think quality is what commercial says it is. We think quality is what music says it is. Quality is something beneficial to your life. If you see a woman benefiting your life, you got to put her on a pedestal. If she consistently benefits your life, you have to put her on a pedestal, and you got to reciprocate that. And you got to treat her as well or even better than she treats you. Same thing with a woman. If you have a man that's benefiting your life, helping you, trying to make you a better person, making you smile, being there for you when you have issues or problems, just a positive presence in your life, you have to hold him with the highest regard. You can't tear her down. You can't tear him down. Because when you tear him or her down, that is a reflection of what you are not. When you taking advantage of somebody and tearing somebody down, it's a reflection of the fact that you have lack of class, you have a lack of morals, you have a lack of ethics, you have a lack of everything. The reason why people hurt people is because they hurt, because of what they lack in. Half the people in this world just need a hug. They need love. But you can't receive love until you give it. You can't receive love until you give it. And you can't just give it every now and then when you feel like. You have to be consistent in what you give. And so, is a man weak for dating outside of his race? No. Is a woman weak for dating outside of her race? No. Now, even if he was tired and said, "Oh, well, I'm tired of black women because they're hard to deal with," I don't. Excuse me. I don't think he's weak. I think he's looking for what suits him best, and I think she's looking what suits her best. We say, well, they should wait and find a good black woman, or should wait and find a good black man. But if a lot of us, or a mass majority of us, don't act right, and I'm not saying that most majority of black men and women don't act right, because there's a fair amount that do act right, but a lot of us is lost, to be honest with you, black men and women. You have to be honest. Like, it's true, we're lost, and we're building ourselves mentally and spiritually, but it's hard for a lot of people coming from have-nots to be able to be strong mentally and spiritually. I'm going to say that again. It's hard for a lot of people who lack a lot of resources financially, living situation, or just living in a place that's safe, to be able to be strong mentally and spiritually. And so this is why a good amount of us are the way we are. And, some of the men get a predatorial, and women get a predatorial type of mentality. Everybody's prey. Everybody can be got. Everybody's food. Because they're in a state of lacking resources. Food, shelter, love, peace of mind. And so the morals and ethics change when people are in desperate states. And with that being said, if we learn how to depend on each other and stop being predatorial toward each other, we could then become less paranoid of one another. Not one each other. One another. We could learn to stop being paranoid of one another. We have to learn how to lean on each other. We gotta learn how to depend on each other. Being interdependent rather than being independent. It's so much power in together than being independently solo. So much you can get done with a group than being solo. When we start to live for each other and we start checking each other for our shortcomings, how we treating our sisters, how we treating our brothers. Now, if we kings and queens, our job is to check. If we got a friend that's a little lost, it's our job to check them. That we can't be co-signing them mistreating each other. Why? Because now we perpetuating it, making it hard for us to find somebody as well. We have to now become responsible for our brothers and sisters. We have to be responsible for them. To reach them, to teach them, to help them be able to see the error of their ways. And we want a positive relationship. We can't let them be mistreating their man or their woman. Why? Because it's a ripple effect. Ripples make waves. You ever heard of the butterfly effect? Google or YouTube the butterfly effect. We have to be responsible for the world around us. Now, I'm not saying go and run and jump in random situations that have nothing to do with us. No, I'm saying if you know somebody and they not and their ways are lacking in moral and ethics, it's up to us to reach them. Don't co-sign what they're doing, because then in that essence, we too are part of the problem, and we truly not kings and queens. Like you're not a good woman if you think it's funny or cool that your friend, homegirl, mama, or sister is mistreating their man. They say, well, it ain't none of my business. Yes, it is your business. You want to know why? Because we all are affected indirectly or directly by everything that happens around us. 6 degrees of separation. Shout out to Tanika for that post, because that's true. We are responsible for things that happen around us by 6 degrees of separation. So if we're connected to somebody who's mistreating somebody, we can't let them do that. Ain't no co-signing. And if we do co-signing, that mean what? Co-signing bad behavior? Then that mean we a piece of shit. Stop claiming you a king or a queen if you co-signing people being pieces of shit. With that being said, I'm going to say peace and love, y'all. Love one another. And more importantly, love yourself.